Hey guys, welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 16 of this 2022-2023 Premier League season. Who was top of the shop last week in game week 15? Well, top scorer with a great score of 15.5 points was Badger ZA. 3 perfect scores to boot as well. Douglas, Dugout Football Channel, actually came away with 9 out of 10 results as well. So congratulations on that, Douglas. How that affects the overall leaderboard? Well, top of the shop now still is Ferris 77 on 137 points, closely followed by Sport Cat 01 on 130.5 points, and also on the same score is Caleb Ken. Now, Nathan, we both appeared on Douglas or the Dugout Football Channel earlier in the week where we went into great detail on these predictions. However, maybe one or two of our predictions has changed slightly over the last couple of days. And there's Carabao Cup matches on this evening as well, so that may affect things too. But for the time being, let's just get on with it and get down to business.
Okay, so first up we have the 12:30 on BT between Manchester City and Brentford. Now, Brentford losing to Gillingham.
Yes.
In League 2, who are struggling.
That was on penalties, wasn't it?
On penalties. Neil Harris's Barmy Army. And then Manchester City, as for their last Premier League game, they actually beat Fulham 2-1. I thought Fulham were actually very good, Holland coming off the bench.
Cancelo, though, getting sent off in controversial style.
Yes, it's very
early, but they still come away with a victory.
They do indeed. Question is, I think Man City have it. Brentford 1 win in 6, drawing a lot of games. Not the best of form, so I'm going to go Manchester City 3, Brentford 1.
3-1. Wow, you actually think they're going to score against the City defence? I don't think
they do score goals, Brentford.
I think Manchester City strong at the back, even stronger going forward, an array of talent. Last year it was 2-0. I think it's going to be double that this season. I'm going to go for a 4-0 victory. Haaland on the bench tonight in the Carabao Cup. We should see him starting on the weekend, and it could be easy pickings, especially with the last game before the World Cup. Moving on to the first of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, and then we've got Bournemouth against Everton. Bournemouth actually dispatching Everton, was it 4-1 in the Carabao Cup on Tuesday evening. Calvert-Lewin missing for the Toffees in this game. Andros Townsend, we know he's not going to be out until the end of the year as well. Everton, though, made 11 changes in that match against the Cherries in midweek, which they're going to be fresh. Okay, Bournemouth made a load of changes as well. I think it's going to end up all square, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. But Bournemouth need to be careful because they're on a 4-game losing streak. But they are scoring goals. Yeah,
that is true. They are getting the goals, and I think that's going to be snapped, to be honest. Everton, just really not impressed by them at the moment, and I think they're going to lose their firepower a little bit. Last game before the World Cup, I think Kiefer Moore will want to get off the mark there, so I'm going to go 1-0 Bournemouth. Next up, we got Liverpool against managerless Southampton. Of course, Southampton getting rid of Hasenhüttl in the end just wasn't working out. I think that's a silly decision, if I'm honest, because I think that Southampton is just going to spiral and get worse for me now. And I had them to go down before the start of the season. I definitely think they will now. Nathan Jones, Luton manager, looks like he's going to come in. I really rate him as a manager, but Southampton, I don't think is the right move for him. And then Liverpool,
well, it might be. There's plenty of young, hungry players there. That's what he does at Luton. Low budget.
That is true.
It might be a good fit.
But it is Southampton. I'm just not sure. Liverpool, patchy form. Only just narrowly beat Tottenham after they were absolutely terrible defending. I mean, Eric Dyer assist to Mo Salah, pretty much, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool in this one.
3-0. Yeah, I'm going to go exactly the same as you, Nathan. Okay, Liverpool have got some injury worries, likes of, well, Jota, Diaz, Milner and Naby Keita are all out for Southampton. Looks like Walker Peters could be out for this game as well. Liverpool at home, a very good victory away against Spurs last time out, so yeah, I'm going to go for a home victory. Then we've got Nottingham Forest coming up against Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest in action this evening. That forward line of Crystal Palace, likes of Eze, Zaha, Elise. I think Edouard could be out for this match, but Forest, okay, they shored up a little bit defensively of late. one loss in their last 4, but I think Crystal Palace currently in 10th position, back-to-back victories recently, so I'm going to go for another win to the Eagles. I'm going to go for 2-1 scoreline.
Interesting. I don't know why. I actually think Forest are going to win this one. They're starting to really pick up form and improve things, and at the City ground they've actually had a very good rapport. I mean, they haven't actually lost a game at the City ground since, when was the last time? Like September, I think. They've been grinding out their results there, and I think they're actually going to get a win against a Palace side who, yes, have been good, but I do think Forest will just about pip it. I'm going to go 2-1 Nottingham Forest. Next up, we've got Spurs against Leeds. Now, Tottenham really starting to jump off a cliff under Antonio Conte at the moment. Really set up really negatively. Only won 1 in their last 4 games, and even then that was against Bournemouth, who have been struggling themselves. And then Leeds are starting to rise up the table a little bit. Of course, they beat Liverpool and they just about beat Bournemouth. Man, that was a close game on both fronts, really. So, don't really know what to say about Leeds. I think it's going to be a stalemate here, 1-1.
Wow,
mainly
really?
because of Spurs and just the way how they've been very, very negative at the moment. And to be honest, the World Cup break has come at the right time for them.
Yeah, well, Leeds will be full of confidence. A victory against Liverpool, as you say, and a win after coming from behind against Bournemouth in a bit of a humdinger match, 7 goals involved there. Spurs. Richarlison is going to have a late fitness test. We know that Son's out for a while, so you could see Pulisic aiding Harry Kane up front. Both of them are playing this evening in the Carabao Cup. For Leeds, Bamford's 50-50 to be back for this game. It's going to be tight, but I think at home, Spurs against the top 6, or the so-called top 6, they have struggled, but against the so-called lesser teams, they normally come through with these matches. But I think it'll be tight, but I'm going to go for 2-1 scoreline to Spurs. Then we've got West Ham, another game in London coming up against Leicester. Leicester City rising at the Premier League, only conceded 1 goal in their last 5 fixtures. That is 4 clean sheets for Danny Ward and the Leicester defence.
Great news for Wales.
Good news for Wales. Benrahma's a bit of a doubt for West Ham, and Leicester have got defensive issues. We know that the likes of Pereira, James Justin, Soyuncu are not in their rear guard, but they are still coming away with clean sheets. Madison is in fine form. Harvey Barnes getting on the score sheet as well. A good win against Newport in the Carabao Cup as well, 3-0, another clean sheet. So I can see them going away to London, West Ham, and winning 1-0. West Ham not in the best of form at the moment, are they?
No, they're not at all, and I think the misery is going to pile a little bit for David Moyes at this point. And like I've said with some other teams, the World Cup break has come at the right time for him to really go back to the drawing boards and really go to where they were last season, sort of thing. But Leicester definitely come at the wrong time for them, 100%. They were really starting to get some motivation together after a really shoddy start to the season. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester City in this one. Next, we've got the 5:30 on Sky between a high-flying Newcastle and a Chelsea team that has just completely lost its confidence under Graham Potter. Completely changing the system between that Brighton absolutely dismantling and Arsenal defeat. They looked a lot better against Arsenal because Brighton, they just completely set up with like Arsenal 8 attackers on the pitch.
Did have a lot of chances which they missed, didn't they?
They did. Should have been more.
He should have scored a goal there.
Like, for example, like I was saying as well, with that Brighton game, they just went in with way too much disrespect for Brighton, thinking, I know how do we play, just chuck as many attackers out and we'll win. Nope. Whereas Newcastle, they've lost 1 match all season, 5 wins in 6, ridiculous amounts of goals.
Almiron is fired after he was bolstered by Mr. Grealish, having a bit of a go at him.
Yes. I mean, he's basically scored in about last 4 matches in a row, which is just amazing. Yeah, 2-0 Newcastle for me.
2-0, yeah, I agree. I think that Newcastle will come away with all 3 points. I don't think it's going to be as clear-cut as you say. I think Chelsea will get on the score sheet, but Chelsea are missing the likes of Reece James, Fofana, Chilwell, and Kante's been out for a while as well. Newcastle free scoring in front of their home fans. They're going to be up for this big time before the World Cup break. So I'm going to go for 2-1 victory to the Toon Army. Next up, the ridiculous time of 7:45 on a Saturday night. You got Wolves at Arsenal. Arsenal, okay, a lot of their fans coming up from London, but it's just ridiculous, isn't it? Like Neto and Jimenez amongst a whole host of other players injured currently for Wolves. Arsenal, top of the league, 5 wins out of their last 6. They're looking very good. A good win against Chelsea last time out. I think they're going to go to Wolves and take all 3 points, keep a clean sheet and come away with 2-0 victory.
Interesting, yeah. I've gone 2-0 Arsenal as well. Lopetegui, of course, new Wolves manager.
Yeah.
I think they should have probably done it during the World Cup break, to be honest. I'm not sure if he's starting right away, but yeah, it's good to see that, well, with Wolves especially, with the way that they've started this season as well in the bottom 3, to get that process going. Arsenal, if they can stay at the top, well, who would have thought Arsenal top of the league by the World Cup if they keep it, well, if they win this weekend? Absolutely insane. I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal. Next I've got Brighton against Aston Villa. First of all, good evening. He is back indeed, Mr. Unai Emery, destroying Manchester United. Villa look absolutely brilliant at the moment. Of course, he just has to... Yes, it is one match in. They look brilliant, but he needs to keep it going. Coming up against a Brighton team under De Zerbi, they're actually playing quite well. Beat Chelsea, beat Wolves. Doing pretty decent. I don't know which one.
A bit willful though, aren't
Yeah, that is true, and Wolves as well. Don't know which way to go with this one. I'm probably just going to edge the new manager bouncing Aston Villa. I'm going to go 2-1.
Yeah, I think Aston Villa will be full of confidence. Emery coming in as well has given them a whole different lease of life. Maybe expressing themselves under this manager rather than Mr. Gerrard. However, the Brighton are a very good team this season. Plenty of energy in that midfield and going forward. It'll be a tight match. Coutinho's still missing for Aston Villa, but I fancy Brighton at home to take all 3 points and come away with a 2-1 victory. And the final fixture of this week 10 takes place at 4:30 on Sunday, live on Sky Sports. We got Fulham against Manchester United. Now, will Mr. Mitrovic make an appearance in this match? He already been shipped off to Serbia?
Could have been.
Put in cotton wool for their World Cup campaign. He might be back. Is it Reed as well? Is out, yeah. Man United, they got injury concerns at the back. Lots of Dalot,
very patchy form as well.
Yeah, up and down form. However, Mr. Fernandes is back in that midfield, along with Ericsson. Should have a little bit too much quality for this Fulham side. I know they got, is it Paulinho with Pereira. Yeah, Paulinho come from, was it Sporting Lisbon or Portugal?
Andres Pereira, yeah.
Very good player, but I fancy Manchester United to take all 3 points. Ten Hag has come in and he's done actually fairly well for me. I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory to the Red Devils.
I disagree. Fulham have been excellent at Craven Cottage this season. Man United, not impressed by the patchy form.
What, 1 defeat in the last 6?
Yes, but it's just up and down. And then look at some of the teams who they've played, minus that Newcastle draw, which was a very good result, may I add. Yeah, I just fancy Fulham in this one with the way they've been playing, and also the strength in their squad. They're going to cause a nasty surprise to Manchester United. 1-0.
Yeah, there's usually a bit of a shock in every Premier League fixture. But that concludes our predictions for week 16 of this 2022-2023 season. As usual, make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website. Also leave them in the comment section as well, as we like to go through each and every prediction, have a good look at them too. It's coming up to the World Cup time. Maybe we'll do some predictions for the World Cup, who knows. We'll see how busy we are over the next coming weeks. It is November, but do you fancy the likes of Manchester City still to take the title this season?
Who knows at the moment.
Do you think Arsenal can sneak in there?
For me, it's a 2-horse race for the title. It's going to be Arsenal v Manchester City this season.
Yeah.
Whoever stumbles first, I think, the opposing team will win the title. So say for example Arsenal go on a bad run of form, then Man City will win the title. Man City get a big injury, for example to Erling Haaland or to a De Bruyne or a Foden, then I think Arsenal will win the league. I never thought I'd be saying that within the last 5 years.
Now I think come January, Manchester City are going to put the afterburners on. They can flex, they can bring players in the transfer window, pay the big bucks. They don't normally do in January. But I think Man City will win the title again this year.
Also, we've had one managerial casualty and 2 managerial appointments. Who's the next to go? Actually, I should say 3.
What now? Before the World Cup? I don't think anyone will go, really.
It will be the next regardless then.
I don't know, maybe Lampard if they slip into the bottom 3. Apart from that, I can't see anyone else going, really.
For me, one manager, well, it could be Lampard, but I'm going to say Jesse Marsh.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Thanks as always though, everyone, for joining us in this video. As I already said, make sure you leave your predictions. Enjoy your Premier League weekend. May do a roundup next week and who's top of the leaderboard, etc. So look forward and look out for that video. But for now, we'll bid you farewell and we'll see you all in the next one.
I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be